Hey guys, welcome to Planning with Crystal. So today's video is an unboxing of the Cult Beauty, the Self-Care Edits. This is the gift with purchase that Cult Beauty are giving away in February 2021, so it's their main spring gift with purchase. It's free at the moment when you spend £170 on the Cult Beauty website, and it's worth over £320. So we're going to go through everything in the gift. I'm going to tell you how much each individual item is worth, and if I've used the item, I'll obviously give you my kind of thoughts as well as we're going through. First of all, I'm going to do a little bit of a kind of Cult Beauty haul and just show you what I bought in order to get this gift. So if you're on the lookout for some sort of new items to try, I'll let you know why I picked these up. So first of all, I have relented and I have gone for one of the Charlotte Tilbury Happy Kiss lip balms or colour balms. I'm wearing it right now. I tried to resist because I've recently bought the Jewelgasm lipsticks by Charlotte Tilbury. Plus I've got loads of other lipsticks. Plus I've just bought a few of the Bobbi Brown new jelly sticks, so I really don't need any more. But I decided I had to get one to try. I love the packaging. It's a little bit longer than I expected. It's kind of long and thin, and I was expecting it to be a little bit shorter and fatter, if that makes sense. This is what it looks like. Interestingly enough, when you twist it, it kind of clicks along. So I don't want to twist it all out because I don't think it'll go back in. I think it's one of those you just twist it up as you're using it. So I'll give you a quick swatch of this. So it's not got a massive amount of colour to it. It's more of a kind of enhance your natural lips with a little bit of a pinky sheen to it. I went for the shade Crystal simply because, Crystal Happy Kiss. I couldn't decide which shade I wanted, so I went for the one with my name on because it was between this and a few others and I couldn't decide. So I've gone for this one. This is £25 if you do want to pick it up and give it a try. As usual, I'll obviously link all these items under the video. I was seriously excited for these items to arrive because a lot of them I've wanted to try for ages, but I've been putting it off because I've been waiting for Cult Beauty to release their gift with purchase so that I'd get something free when I ordered it. So I feel like I've been waiting quite a long time for these. So I've got Sunday Riley's Charcoal Smoothie Jelly Body Scrub. So this is quite a new launch. It launched in the US before it came here to the UK with it being a US brand. But essentially it's a body scrub that contains things like salicylic acid, activated charcoal, coconut water and manuka honey. And it's supposed to really kind of help detoxify the body, obviously exfoliate the body and all those kinds of things. So this is a 200-gram pouch. I quite like this packaging as well. It reminds me of, I think the little Lucozade drinks with that little fastener on the top, so it's quite funky. Hopefully it should be fairly hardy. I'm hoping this packaging doesn't like split or anything. It doesn't look like it will, but we shall see. It says salicylic acid and lactic acid work to clarify and smooth bumps and rough patches, while natural exfoliating powders massage away dull, dead skin cells. So I'm excited. This looks like a really interesting product, and this retails at £32, which is a lot for a body scrub, but I've been really impressed with a lot of Sunday Riley products, so I thought I'll just bite the bullet, give it a go. Knocking it all over. I also picked up my absolute favourite ever setting spray. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. I originally got it in my Charlotte Tilbury advent calendar, and I purchased like a travel size anyway when it first came out, but I've just got myself a full size. I just find it doesn't contain alcohol, which is great. I don't like alcohol. This is what the nozzle looks like on it. It really does keep everything in place. Eye makeup, face makeup, everything. And it feels moisturising and it's just fab. It smells good as well, but I love this. This, like I said, is a full size, so this is 100 mils and it cost £26. But I absolutely love it, and it was on my list to pick up, so happy with that. Another favourite that I keep running out of, so I knew I needed another one, is my Tan Luxe Super Glow Serum. I have shown this recently in my AM skincare routine. I'll link it here if you want to go and check it out, but I love it. I just find it really leaves a glow to the skin, and it does add a little bit of colour, but it's so light and really buildable that if you don't want much colour and you just want a bit of a glow, it does that as well. This is £35 for 30 mils, and it is the best sort of self-tanny, glowy serum I've ever used. It's just fantastic. So I love that. And I was getting a bit low and a bit, uh-oh, I'm gonna run out. So obviously I had to pick that up. Now this is one I very nearly relented and bought this before the gift launched because I was dying to try it out, but I held off and obviously I've just got it now. This is Summer Fridays Cloud Dew Oil-Free Gel Cream Moisturiser in a 50ml size. I've used a lot of Summer Fridays products recently and I've been super, super impressed. And I was dying to try this because this looked right up my street. And I've just been so impressed with their products that I've got really high hopes for this. So this is like a gel texture type moisturiser. Doesn't really smell of anything. So it's just super, super lightweight. It's got that nice kind of whipped texture to it and I'm just dying to use it. So yeah, I mean, my other favourite moisturisers at the moment is Drunk Elephant's Proteiny Polypeptide Cream, which I've used for ages, and Tidal by Sunday Riley. This I think is going to fit in similar to those other two products. This wasn't badly priced in my mind. This was 50ml and it was £39. So compared to the other two moisturisers that sit in the high 50s or like £60, this is slightly cheaper as well. But I've just been so impressed with Summer Fridays that I just knew I had to give this a try. So I cannot wait to put this to the test. Another product I've been speaking about recently, and you'll also find this in my AM routine because it's been an absolute daily go-to. This is the new launch by Fresh. It's a kombucha cleansing treatment. So this is the smaller of the two versions you can buy. It's a 75ml bottle. This retails at £19. I also have the full size, which is I think 200ml and costs £36, so better value, but I wanted to just get a small one so that in the future, if we fingers crossed can travel again, I'll have a small one to take with me. Plus, they're doing a deal at the moment on Cult Beauty, and this is valid with the goodie bag as well, where you actually get a mini Fresh kombucha facial treatment essence when you buy anything at all from the Fresh range, including the sort of smaller versions. Now, I already have this in my collection. This is just like a cute small version, but this stuff is pretty pricey on its own, so I'm happy to have a little miniature of that. Okay, so now it's time to go through the gift. So you may have seen my reveal video. I did a quick video with little clips of each individual item, just so you had a bit of a clue as to what was in here before you decided whether you wanted to purchase it or not. Now I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to talk you through the products. I'm going to show you the products, give you my thoughts on them and everything. So I'm going to separate this video now into sample sizes, travel sizes and full sizes. If you're new to my channel and you've got no idea how I do this, essentially sample size is something that you cannot buy in that size. So if it's like a small size that you might be able to travel with, that's a sample size, it's not a travel size. In order for me to consider it a travel size, I have to be able to buy that miniature size or that travel size, either from the retailer or another retailer in that size on its own, so not as part of a set or anything. And obviously full size is self-explanatory, it's the full size version of the product. I just find sometimes that companies can be a little sketchy with this. They might say it's travel size when it's quite clearly a sample, or they might say it's full size when it's a travel size. So I like to just kind of bring that transparency when I'm doing my unboxings. And I purchase all this myself, so I can do what I like in that sense and just bring you my honest opinions, and hopefully that helps you if you are thinking of picking up one of these gifts. So as usual, they've just put it in one of these cloth bags. We usually see this either black or like a cream colour with black writing on. This is obviously the black with the gold writing. Personally, I don't mind which. I think they actually call it a shoe bag or something, which is a bit random, but it's not the most exciting thing in the world, the bag, but they are quite useful sometimes for storing bits and pieces. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into this gift. So first up in sample sizes, we have got a product by Augustinis Bader, and this is the face oil with TFC 8, and it's in a 2.2ml bottle. So it is literally just a little dropper bottle like this. It's actually got a super fine kind of dropper. It's really odd, I've never seen anything quite like it. And the actual serum is golden. I mean, the bottle itself doesn't even look full, does it? So it's like this sort of golden serum like this. Now I know this is ridiculously expensive. It's got a kind of unpleasant scent to it. I'm not quite sure what that scent is. It almost smells a little bit perfumed. I don't know if it has perfume in, but it's doesn't smell great. Could just be the seed oils actually. It's got licorice root, pomegranate, all sorts of different oils and things in there. So to be fair, it probably is a natural scent, it's just not super appealing. The sample here is worth £13.20 based on the full size, which gives you an indication of how expensive the full size is when 2.2 mils costs that kind of money. But essentially, this is supposedly inspired by 30 years of research and innovation. It's a restorative facial oil which deeply nourishes, soothes and regenerates while absorbing quickly. It also contains, as well as the TFC8, which is their proprietary complex, and a blend of natural amino acids, high-grade vitamins and synthesized molecules that enhance skin's natural reparative processes. Makes your skin glowier, firmer, all that kind of stuff, we shall see. Next up, we've got something by a brand called Pause. So this is a new one for me. This is called the Complete Face Serum. I think this is a new brand for Cult Beauty that they've recently just stocked, and this is a 5ml size. Now this Complete Face Serum, the actual brand Pause Anti-Aging, essentially the skincare is all designed for people going through the menopause and all 3 stages of menopause. So it's science-backed, safe solutions for hormone-disrupted skin, healthy formulas, totally unique, truly effective. Now, thankfully, I'm not quite at that stage of life yet, but my mum is, so perhaps she will find this useful. I'll probably pass this on to her. But essentially, this is supposed to visibly improve fine lines, wrinkles, and facial contours. And I like that it comes with that little card to just tell you a bit more about it, especially when it's a brand that people are probably not going to be that familiar with. Next up in the samples, and I think this is the lowest value sample in the whole kit. It is by Malin and Goats, and it's the Grapefruit Face Cleanser in a 10ml or 0.3 fluid ounces size. So I've not used this, but I have used a few things from Malin and Goats that I've liked and a few things that I've not been as impressed with, so we shall see. It just comes in like tube type packaging like this, and it does have a kind of light grapefruit scent to it. I love cleansers, enjoy kind of experimenting with different ones and things like that, so hopefully I'll like playing around with this guy. But this is really low in its kind of value. This is worth £1.22. Next up, we've got a product from Alpha H. This is a Liquid Gold Midnight Reboot Serum with 14% glycolic acid and tripeptide 5. It's in a 7ml or 0.24 fluid ounce size. It says reboot your skin's natural renewal process with this plumping overnight serum. And it tells you to apply 4 to 5 drops onto cleansed skin and massage over face and neck, follow with moisturiser. I haven't had massive success with Alpha H in the past. I've used their main Liquid Gold. I wasn't really a fan of it because it contained alcohol. I have a big issue with alcohol in skincare. I'd rather avoid it if at all possible. But this one does get really good reviews. Maybe I'll give it a try and see how it works. And this is worth £9.80 compared to the price per mil on a full size. Next up, and one of the priciest samples, or highest value samples, this is by 111 Skin, and it's their Y Theorem Day Cream in a 15ml size. This is worth £45 compared to its full size, which is obviously pretty damn pricey. So this is just supposed to help again with anti-aging and all that kind of stuff, and it contains this complex called Y Theorem, which is also in their kind of matching serum that you can get. 111 Skin do the fantastic masks. I love the masks. Haven't really experienced too much of the skincare yet, but I did get some of it in one of the many advent calendars I ordered this year, last year, 2020. So we'll see once I've used this what I think, whether I think it's worth using this range in skincare. You would hope so at that price, wouldn't you? But pretty good value. Next up, we've got a hair care product. So this is by Nature Lab, which is a Japanese brand based in Tokyo, and this is their clarifying scalp scrub in a 44g sample size. It's kind of all sticking to the inside of that tub, which I'm sure is not normal for this kind of thing. It's got a funny texture to it. I actually wonder if this is dried out, if it's supposed to be like this, because it's like super sticky. It's not, I don't know, it's not like any scrub I've seen before. I'm actually wondering if it is supposed to be like that. If you got this gift, do let me know if your scrub is like that. Kind of smells like that traditional shampoo scent. It's not got any particular scent to it, but I'm just curious if it's supposed to be like this in the way it's stuck in the packaging or not, but anyway, it's described as a gentle foaming scrub that removes product buildup and impurities to reveal a natural shine. It's also cruelty free. I did use a conditioner from Nature Lab, which came in one of my FabFitFun boxes, and it was pretty good, and they are pretty inexpensive as well as a brand. They're not like super expensive or anything. This 44-gram jar is worth around about £2.86 based on its full size price per mil. But yeah, if you've got it, let me know if yours is of the same consistency or not. We've got a facial serum by Cordially. This is the Resveratrol Lift Instant Firming Serum in a 10ml size. So Cordially are a French brand. They kind of sit in that midway price point. They're not kind of high street prices, but they're not super luxury either. They kind of sit somewhere in between. So a lot of the serums are in the £30–40 bracket. So not bad at all really, but not, you know, what you're going to find in Boots necessarily. This is what the nozzle looks like, and it's in a nice little glass container. So this is a third of a full size. A full size would be 30ml, and this 10ml size is worth £15.33. It also comes with a little ingredient sheet, I think simply because I can't fit the ingredients on this little tiny tube. Next up, we have got Retinol Reform by Shani Darden. It's in a 5ml little tiny sample tube, and this is worth £13.33, comparing it to its full size relative. And I've used, I think it was Texture Reform by Shani Darden, which was pretty good. I got that, I think, in an advent calendar. So as a brand, they do seem to perform quite well. I haven't used the retinol before. I guess with a 5ml sample, it gives you a chance to try it, see if you like the formula. You're not going to see results from a 5ml sample, not usually anyway. Retinols usually take quite a lot longer to kind of show their results. So I think that's one thing to bear in mind with the minis. I love minis. I love having all these different products to play with and sample. And some of them, you might take an instant dislike to the scent or the formulation and think, gosh, I'm glad I didn't buy this in a full size. But in terms of deciding if it's working for you, I think it can be really difficult with such small samples. Next up, we've got something by Hum Nutrition. So these are like little beauty gummies. So I had these ages ago in a cult beauty gift with purchase. I think it could be a couple of years since, but I have tried them before. These are the Glow Sweet Glow Skin Hydration for the Ultimate Glow. They contain hyaluronic acid, vitamins C and E. You get 6 tangerine vegan gummies in here, and you need to take 2 a day, so it's only a 3-day supply. There are 20 calories in 2 gummies, it says. They're also soy-free, gluten-free, GMO-free, all that kind of stuff. This is what they look like. They look like little hearts. So this pack of 6 is worth £2.72, comparing it to the kind of full size pack. Again, 3-day supply is not going to be enough for you to see results in your skin, but it'll let you know if you like the formulation and the taste and everything. I'm sure when I tried these a couple of years ago, they were much nicer and much closer to a kind of gummy taste and texture. These are really artificial tangerine tasting, really, really artificial, not particularly pleasant, and they kind of a bit sticky to your teeth as well. I don't like those. I definitely wouldn't be getting those in a full size. I suspect they've changed the formulation to make them vegan and things, but it's ruined the kind of taste and texture of them for me, so no thank you. Next up, we've got a product by Verso. This is the night cream with retinol 8. Now, I've used their serums before, but I haven't used their night cream, and I liked the serums. I just wasn't quite sure if they were good enough for the price point of these. I use the eye cream at the minute, really, really, really rate that. That came in one of my advent calendars as well. But I haven't tried the night cream, so I'm looking forward to adding this to my routine. So 15 mils is worth £24, again comparing it to a full size one, so pretty good deal. Next up, we've got another sample. This one is Briogio's Don't Despair Repair Strengthening Treatment Oil, and it contains ceramides for dry and damaged hair. This is in a 2ml vial. So I have used this before. This has come in a cult beauty gift with purchase before, and it is just a super lightweight oil. It has a sort of slight kind of flowery essence to it, nothing too crazy. It is nice and gentle, and it does seem to help with the hair, but because I've got such fine hair, I have to be really careful with this that I don't apply too much, otherwise it can be a little bit too, make my hair like oily and not pleasant. So I have to be really careful with products like this. but it's a nice little size to try. This is worth £1.86. Even though it's only 2 mils, I find these sorts of things last quite a long time because I would never use more than a couple of drops of an oil on my hair for risk of making it look oily, so 2 mils should last a while. Next up, and one of the items I am most excited for in this gift, and it is a miniature, it's a sample, it's by Drunk Elephant, and it's a Sweet Biome Fermented Sake Spray. Now if you have watched my January favourites for January 2021, you will know I said this was my favourite product of January, and it absolutely is. I love this spray. So I'm not excited necessarily just because I've got another sort of sample of it in terms of the products inside as much as I love the products, because I've already got a couple of bottles in backup for when they run out. I just love them. I'm just excited that I've got such a cute small spray that I can kind of keep with me. Not that I'm able to go anywhere, but I love it. I'll just spray it for you now. I don't really find it smells of anything, but I find it makes the skin look nice and dewy. I use it after my cleanser when my face is dry. Spray this on and it just sort of balances everything out. So I've had less skin irritation, less breakouts since I've used this. So I'm loving this product. So I'm super happy it's in here, and I'm super happy to get my hands on these little diddy one because I kind of saw them online in people's pictures on Instagram, these miniature ones, and I thought I really want one of those miniatures. Where am I going to get it from? So when I saw it turn up in the Cult Beauty gift, I was like, that's where I'm going to get it from. So this is worth £5.25. It's a 15 ml or 0.5 fluid ounce size, but I'm loving it for the cuteness and because it's an amazing product. Next up, travel sizes. So I thought this was going to be a full size. It looked from the picture like it was going to be 150 mils, but actually it's only 50 mils, which is a travel size. So this is the Ren Ever Calm Gentle Cleansing Milk in a 50 ml or 1.7 fluid ounces size. Now, you could buy this from M&S in this size for £5. So I'm going to say it's worth £5, although if you work out how much it's worth based on the full size now, it's worth around about £7.33. So decide for yourself how much you think it's worth, but comes in a little pump like this. This I have used before. It's got a milky-like texture. If you have got sensitive or sensitized skin, you know, your skin's struggling, you might be breaking out, or you might be dry and sensitive, this is a really nice gentle cleanser to use. So yeah, it's obviously cruelty-free as well, and free of a lot of harmful things that irritate people's skin. So it's a great product, and I do like the size. It's a generous enough size, 50 mils, for you to see if this is a good cleanser to have in your routine. For me, my skin isn't really sensitive or sensitized at the moment, but it's a nice product for me to kind of keep in my cleansing routine so that when my skin does struggle, or if I've maybe overdone it with a peel or an acid treatment or something, I can always go in with this, so because I know it just won't irritate my skin. So it is a nice product, this one. Also in the travel sizes, we've got the Aveda Botanical Repair Strengthening Leave-In Treatment. This is 25 mils or 0.85 fluid ounces. This retails at £9. You can actually buy it in this size. I received it, I think, in one of my advent calendars, and it's really nice. It smells good, and it's just a nice gentle leave-in treatment, so it helps with dry ends without weighing down the hair. And it's a great quality product. I'm happy with it. And it's, I think, quite a new range for them, Botanical Repair. It's probably the best Aveda range I've used, Botanical Repair range. So it's a good little product to have in your kit. Then we've got a body care product. This one is by Elemis, and it's the Frangipane Money Shower Cream. So this is from their Body Exotics range, and it has got a really exotic scent to it. It's the kind of scent you would expect to smell in a luxury spa, and in fact that's where I discovered this range. It was in a spa. A therapist used the oil version of it on me in like a massage. Loved it, fell in love with the scent. So this is just a really nice thick shower cream, so it applies almost like a cream rather than a gel texture, but it still rinses away nicely. The whole shower smells gorgeous, your skin smells gorgeous, the scent lingers on the skin afterwards. Very, very nice product. And this is a travel size. It's 50 mils. It's actually a quarter of a full size, which would be 200 mils. Should last quite a long time because it's quite a nice thick product. And this retails at £7. And then in the last product in the travel size section is the Dr. Barbara Sturm Face Cream Rich. This is a 20 ml or 0.67 fluid ounce size. This retails at £60, which is kind of what you'd expect to pay for a full-size moisturiser, not for a travel size. So it kind of gives you a clue as to how expensive their full-size products are. They are pretty darned expensive. In terms of my personal experience with Dr. Barbara Sturm, she does some nice products. I particularly like her serums more so than the creams. The creams I wasn't blown away by. This is rich as well, and this would probably be too rich, I think, for my skin, even in the winter. So I think this I will be gifting to a family member. I have somebody in mind. So yeah, not quite for me, and not one I would repurchase one of her creams, because I just think they're so expensive, and I think there's better products out there on the market. I prefer the serums, like I said. But if you are dying to try one of her moisturisers, then this is obviously a good opportunity to try it. Okay, so full sizes. There's a few full sizes here. We've got a skincare tool. This is by Chapman. It's the Facial Lift. And essentially this retails at £30. Now, one thing I found a little frustrating about this is we actually got it in another gift with purchase really recently, like I think about 6 months ago or something. I'm sure it was only last year that we got this. And as much as, yes, you might want to replace it every few months, it's just not as exciting when you've had it in a recent gift with purchase. So I'm a little disappointed in that. It retails at £30, and if you've not got it, then, you know, it's a nice new kind of tool to use. I've used it, but I find I forget to use it. It's not something I'm using religiously in my routine. It does helpfully give you some instructions on the back of how to use it, so you can kind of use it on the neck, you can use it on the face, you can use it all sorts of different ways, and it is dead easy to clean because it's made out of almost like a silicone-y type material. I just didn't love it, and I don't really want to have another one. But like I said, if you haven't used it, perhaps you'll be quite excited by this. Now this is interesting to me. So this is the Healist Goodnight Drops. Now this says discovery size, so maybe this is more of a travel size than a full size, but they didn't have a full size version of this on Cult Beauty, so I was a bit confused as to where this sits. But essentially they are CBD drops. They are 200 milligrams, and they do them in a kind of stronger version. I think you can get up to about 600 milligrams, but I'm new to CBD, so I'd rather stay with the low ones anyway. But these also contain essential oils and a terpene blend. They're a peppermint flavour, and this is a 5ml or 0.17 fluid ounce size. So it tells you to place 1 to 2 drops under your tongue for 25 seconds and then swallow. Adjust strength based on individual needs. And it's vegan, triple lab tested, natural ingredients, cruelty free, non-GMO, all that kind of stuff. And it's in a little dropper bottle. So this is supposed to kind of help you relax and sleep, and it's just a kind of yellowy oil that you drop under the tongue. So I'm excited about these. Don't know if I'd go out and buy them for myself, but I'm interested to kind of see the results. I think with it being this type of product, CBD, I don't think they can actually sort of say this is what it will do to you, because it's not like a tested medicine as far as I know. I think this is more kind of classed as like a herbal product, so they can say it can be good for this, but not tell you that it's definitely going to cure whatever. We shall see how it works. I have been intrigued by CBD, but never enough to buy any of the products, so we shall see if this works. It's also kind of interesting that it's something you put under your tongue instead of applying to your face like a lot of these products, so something a little bit different I'll be using tonight. Something else I'll be using tonight, I love these space masks. So these are self-heating masks. They retail at £3.50 each, or you can buy a box of 5 for £15, which is what I tend to do because I tend to use them at least once a week. So they're a self-heating mask. Essentially, I won't take it out the packaging now because as soon as you take it out, it starts to heat, and I don't want to waste these. But I like to use them at night when my eyes are tired, just to sort of drift off to sleep with it on. So they have stars all over them, that's why they're called star masks. They have like little elasticated loops that go over your ears, very comfortable. And as soon as it comes out the packaging, it gradually starts to heat up, reaching the sort of heat it's going to be within a couple of minutes. And it's a comfortable heat, it's not like going to burn you or leave you with any redness or anything of that nature, it's gentle. But it really kind of helps because it sort of steams the eyes. If you put like a hot flannel over the eyes with your eyes closed, and it sort of gradually just steams your eyes essentially, so it adds a little bit of extra moisture, calms tired eyes, and is super relaxing. These last for about 20 minutes. I've fallen asleep with them on loads of times. Doesn't do you any harm. The most that happens is I find it elsewhere in the bed if they've not stayed on me all night. But they're just fabulous. I love them. They have like a light jasmine scent, And I'm not a huge fan of jasmine, but I can overlook that because of how much I love these masks. They're not great in the sense that they can't be reused, but they are so effective. I've also used them on long haul flights whenever we can go on those again. But they are brilliant for just adding that moisture to the eye area, so I love them a lot. We've also got a lip patch or a lip mask. This is by Patchology. It says keep smiling, and these are mood patches, soothing tea infused aromatherapy lip gels. Now, I've used these lip masks before. I haven't used this exact one, this like aromatherapy ones, but I imagine it will be quite similar to the other lip masks I've had from Patchology, in that they're like a silicone based mask. They sit just over the lip area. They sit better if you're lying down and staying still. If you stuck it on and moved around, it might kind of slide off because it's not super adhesive to your face. But essentially it just kind of fills the lips and the lip area with a kind of serum to hydrate them. It also has a small hole here when you're wearing it so that you don't feel like you've taped your mouth off and you can't speak. You can still kind of breathe through it and stuff. I wouldn't advise speaking because they'll just fall off your face. But they do really moisturise and they do work, but only for a short time. So I would expect your lips to feel hydrated for a couple of hours after, but that's about it. It's not going to be like, oh, I don't need to wear lip balm for a week or anything like that. And it's not massively healing, but it is a nice kind of treatment for the lips. And because this is infused with natural lavender petals and sweet violet aromatherapy, it says it's for soothing, unwinding and kissing a mountain stream. So this might be a nice kind of one to use at night. And it always says as well, if there's any serum left over, to kind of apply that to the lips afterwards as well. So it's a nice little experience and would actually be a good one to pair with the eye mask. Next up, we have got a product by Goop Beauty. It's the Goop Glow treatment, and I've had this in a previous gift with purchase from Cult Beauty as well. I think again about 6 months ago, something like that. This is the one that contains 15% glycolic acid and fruit extracts, and it's their overnight glow peel. Now these retail at something crazy like £10 each. So this little mitt is £10. It's a single use. You apply it to your cleansed, dried skin. Maybe put your moisturiser on, leave it on overnight, and it gives you the effects of glycolic acid. But I've used a lot of better glycolic acid treatments, especially for the price. I much prefer the peels that Dr. Dennis Gross does, which are way cheaper than this. And the third ingredient of this is alcohol denants, which personally I'd rather not put on my skin if I can help it. So not a big fan of this, and like I said, they're like £10, are crazy expensive. But you may like it, let me know in the comments. Next up, we've got a little cleansing cloth by Cult Beauty. So Cult Beauty have been bringing out more and more of their own branded products, and this is one of their new face cloths, which I've seen and was kind of tempted to get some, but you can only buy them in a pack of 3. So you just get one in this set, and essentially they're double-sided and they're different on each side. This side is made out of muslin, so it's like a muslin cloth. And then on this side, it's that kind of microfiber type material. Always reminds me of those cloths that you would clean your car with, but they're also the type that you would just use with water to cleanse the face. Personally, I like to use a cleanser, so I use a cleanser with these things. But I tell you what I do like, it's huge. I like that about it. For a face cloth, it's quite a bit bigger than a lot of other ones I've had. And I like the fact that it's got this little loop to hang it from as well. So a pack of 3 would be £15. So we're gonna say this cloth is worth £5. But a great opportunity to try them, and I got through so many of these cloths, obviously washing them all the time and stuff. Love them. Be interested to see how this one fares against some other ones I've got, so I'm happy that's in there. See, this is the thing with the gifts for me. It's not necessarily about having the most expensive items in here. It's about the ones that make you happy. And for me, some of the items that make me happiest in this gift are getting to try that face cloth, which yes, I could have bought for a £5 anyway, but it's still nice to have. And the little mini spray by Drunk Elephant, because I love it and I'm so excited there's a small version. Last but not least, in this gift, we have got a Charlotte Tilbury collagen lip bath. This is, it says collagen enhanced lip plumping effect in the shade Peachy Plump, and it's a full size worth £25. I'm just going to take this lip balm off first of all. Okay, so I've taken off my lip balm. This is what the product looks like. I've never actually used this particular lip product by Charlotte Tilbury before. It's got a kind of heart-shaped applicator. can really smell the mint actually when you apply it, and I can feel a kind of tingling effect. I find that applicator really, really odd. Like, I suppose the sort of bits at the top of the heart, you could say, are kind of good for getting into the sort of lip line and like kind of Cupid's bow of the lips, but I find it a really awkward, funny shape to use. Maybe I'm just not used to it because I've never used it before, but... So it's super sparkly. I actually think this would probably work better over another colour as like a lip topper. It is kind of a little bit sticky, not super sticky like my hair's going to stick to it like the kind of 90s lip gloss style, but it is a little bit sticky. I'm still getting a little bit of a tingling sensation, and I'm still smelling and tasting a little bit of that mint, but I don't mind that. But I feel like if I was eating something else, I'd be getting this overpowering mint sensation that perhaps I wouldn't care for. Or even if I was like drinking tea or coffee and I'm getting like mint. Don't know about that. But I'm not mad at the actual look of the product, I'm not sure about the applicator and that mintness. So let me know what you think of my little Cult Beauty haul and this gift with purchase. I hope you've enjoyed watching it. Let me know in the comments if you've picked this one up. If you enjoy these types of videos, I've made a whole playlist of the Cult Beauty and Space NK gift with purchase unboxings I've done. And make sure you subscribe to the channel if you do enjoy this kind of content. I'd also love it if you'd click that notification bell to be notified when my next video goes live. I'd love it if you'd drop down a thumbs up. It lets me know that you're enjoying the videos I'm making. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.